Today's episode is about something old, something new, and something surprisingly powerful. The blind date. Two people meet without knowing much about each other. Maybe a friend arranged it. Maybe family introduced them. Maybe a professional matchmaker suggested it. Maybe an app matched them with limited information. Maybe it is a speed dating event. Maybe it is a video-first connection. Maybe it is an arranged meeting where both people are serious about commitment. The format changes, but the emotional question stays the same. What happens when two strangers meet without already building a full story in their mind? Can a blind date create real chemistry? Or is it too risky, too awkward, and too unpredictable? Today's episode is called Blind Dates. Romantic risk or relationship shortcut? Let us begin with a situation. A woman writes, "My friends want to set me up on a blind date. They say he is kind, educated, stable, and serious. But I feel nervous. I do not know him. I have not seen enough of his personality. I worry the conversation will be awkward. I worry there will be no chemistry. I worry I will feel trapped or uncomfortable. At the same time, I am tired of dating apps. I am tired of swiping, texting, ghosting, and judging people from photos. Part of me wonders if meeting someone fresh, without too much online research, may actually be better. Should I go on the blind date?" This is a very modern question. Because blind dates used to be common, friends introduced friends, families introduced families, communities introduced compatible people, relatives, colleagues, neighbors, and social circles quietly played matchmaker. Before dating apps, many people met through human networks. Someone would say, "I know someone you should meet." And that introduction carried a kind of social trust. Not certainty, but trust. Someone you knew had already seen something in both of you. A possible match, a shared value, a similar stage of life, a compatible temperament, a reason to meet. Today, dating has changed. We no longer only meet through communities. We meet through apps, algorithms, photos, bios, filters, prompts, compatibility scores, location settings, and messages. In one way, we know more before meeting. We see photos, jobs, education, travel, political views, hobbies, social media, friend lists, sometimes even old posts, comments, and tagged photos. But in another way, we know less. We know the profile, but not the person. We know the presentation, but not the presence. We know the resume, but not the rhythm. We know the image, but not the energy. That is why the blind date remains. Interesting, because blind dating brings back something modern dating has lost. The surprise of meeting a human being before fully constructing a fantasy or a judgment. Now, let us talk about the psychology of a blind date. A blind date creates uncertainty, and uncertainty can feel exciting. It can also feel threatening. Your brain likes prediction. It wants to know, who is this person? Are they safe? Will they like me? Will I like them? Will this be awkward? Will I be rejected? Will I disappoint them? Will I be stuck? This uncertainty activates the nervous system. For some people, that becomes curiosity. For others, it becomes anxiety. So blind dating is not only about meeting another person, it is also about meeting your own relationship style. Some people approach a blind date with openness. They think, "Let me see what happens." Others approach it like an exam. They think, "I hope this does not go wrong." Some approach it with fantasy. They think, "Maybe this is the one." Others approach it with suspicion. They think, "What is wrong with them that they need a setup?" All of these reactions tell us something. A blind date reveals not only chemistry, it reveals how you handle the unknown. And love always includes some unknown. Now, what are the pros of a blind date? The first advantage is less overanalysis. On dating apps, people often reject others before meeting them. One photo, one sentence, one awkward prompt, one job title, one height, one interest, one assumption, and the person is dismissed. But real attraction is often more complex than that. Someone may not photograph well but have warmth in person. Someone may sound ordinary in text but be deeply engaging face to face. Someone may not look like your usual type but make you feel unexpectedly calm, seen, and curious. A blind date gives chemistry a chance to happen in real life, not just in your imagination. The second advantage is social trust. If the blind date is arranged by a thoughtful friend, family member, or trusted community connection, there may already be some basic screening. They may know the person's character, their values, their seriousness, their background, their intentions, their reputation. This does not guarantee compatibility, but it may reduce some uncertainty. A good introducer is not just asking, "Are they both single?" A good introducer asks, "Would these two people actually have a meaningful conversation?" The third advantage is less profile performance. Modern dating makes people brand themselves. The best photos, the best prompts, the best angle, the best bio, the best version. Blind dates can reduce that performance. Instead of marketing yourself, you show up, you speak, you listen, you notice, you respond. That can feel more human. The fourth advantage is surprise. Many good relationships begin with surprise. I did not think they were my type. I did not expect to feel comfortable. I was nervous, but the conversation flowed. I thought it would be awkward, but we laughed. I almost canceled, but I am glad I went. Blind dates can interrupt our rigid preferences. They can introduce us to someone outside our usual pattern. And sometimes, that is exactly what we need. Because many people keep choosing the same type and getting the same outcome. A blind date can widen the field. The fifth advantage is faster reality testing. Texting can create false intimacy. You may message someone for weeks and imagine connection. Then you meet and realize there is no real chemistry. A blind date moves faster into reality. Tone, presence, body language, eye contact, conversation rhythm, manners, warmth, emotional ease. These things are difficult to judge through text alone. In person, the body knows more. Now, what are the cons of a blind date? The first disadvantage is safety risk. This matters especially for women. Women often carry more safety calculations in dating. Where are we meeting? Who knows I am here? Can I leave easily? Will he respect my no? Will he become angry if I am not interested? Will he misread politeness? Will he pressure me? This is not paranoia. It is reality. Dating involves different risk calculations for men and women. Men may fear rejection. Women may fear rejection too, but often also fear physical safety, social pressure, harassment, or boundary violations. So, any blind date must be arranged with safety in mind. Public place, daytime or early evening, own transportation, a friend or family member informed. No pressure to continue. No private location for a first meeting. Clear exit option. Safety is not unromantic. Safety is intelligent. The second disadvantage is social pressure. In family or community-arranged blind dates, people may feel pressured to like someone. They may worry, what will my family think? What if I reject them and offend someone? What if they say I am too picky? What if the families become involved too quickly? This can make the date feel less like discovery and more like evaluation. That pressure can kill natural connection. A blind date works best when both people are free to say no respectfully. The third disadvantage is mismatch. Sometimes the person arranging the date has good intentions, but poor judgment. They may think, you are both doctors. You are both Indian. You are both divorced. You are both spiritual. You are both serious about marriage. You are both the same age. But shared categories are not the same as compatibility. Two people may look compatible on paper and feel emotionally flat in person. That is not failure. That is information. The fourth disadvantage is expectation inflation. Because someone arranged it, the person may arrive with hope. Maybe too much hope. This could be the one. My friend says we are perfect. Our families think this is ideal. Then the meeting becomes heavy. Instead of two people discovering each other, both feel the weight of expectation. The best mindset for a blind date is not, "This must work." The best mindset is, "Let us have one honest conversation." The fifth disadvantage is awkwardness. Yes, blind dates can be awkward. There may be silence, different energy, no attraction, no conversational flow, too much politeness, too much nervousness. One person may be more interested than the other. Awkwardness is not a disaster. It is part of dating. Not every meeting has to become a story. Some meetings simply teach you what does not fit. Now let us talk about the impact on women. For women, blind dates can be both relieving and stressful. Relieving because a trusted setup can feel safer than random online dating. There may be some background knowledge, some social accountability, some shared network, some seriousness of intention. This can be especially valuable for women tired of casual messages, ghosting, or unclear intentions. But blind dates can also create pressure. Women may feel they must be polite even when uncomfortable. They may worry about hurting feelings. They may worry about family judgment. They may worry about being labeled too picky. They may worry about safety. They may worry about being evaluated for looks, age, fertility, family background, career, or domestic expectations. So for women, the healthiest blind date is one where she has full freedom. Freedom to meet, freedom to decline, freedom to leave, freedom to say no, freedom to take time, freedom to not explain everything, freedom to protect her comfort. A blind date should never feel like a trap. Now let us talk about the impact on men. For men, blind dates can also be emotionally loaded. A man may feel performance pressure. He may feel he must impress quickly. Career, confidence, financial stability, masculinity, humor, future plans, emotional maturity. He may worry about rejection. He may worry she will compare him. He may worry he is being judged by family standards. He may feel awkward because he does not know how formal or casual to be. For some men, blind dates can feel easier than apps because there is already some human introduction. For others, it can feel more stressful because rejection may travel back through the social circle. So men also need emotional safety. They need the freedom to be human, not perform. They need to understand that one date is not a verdict on their worth. They need to approach with respect, not entitlement. The woman agreeing to meet is not a promise. It is only a conversation. Now, where did blind dating come from? The idea is old, even if the language changed. Long before dating apps, romantic introductions were often arranged by families, communities, friends, religious groups, social circles, or matchmakers. In many cultures, marriage was not only about individual attraction, it was about family, values, stability, community, and social compatibility. The modern blind date became associated with meeting someone you had not seen or did not know personally before the date. The excitement was in the unknown. You were blind to the details. But the concept has evolved. Today we have many versions of blind dating. Traditional friend setup, family arranged meeting, professional matchmaking, speed dating, video blind dates, app-based limited profile matches, audio first dating, reality dating, shows, algorithmic compatibility matches, social media, introductions, even slow dating events where people focus less on photos and more on conversation. The new blind date is not always fully blind. Often, it is semi-blind. You know something, but not everything. And maybe that is healthier. Complete ignorance can be unsafe, but too much information can destroy curiosity. The future of dating may be somewhere in the middle. Enough information for safety, not so much information that mystery disappears. Now, why are blind dates evolving again? Because people are tired. Tired of endless swiping, tired of texting without meeting, tired of ghosting, Tired of people who look good online but feel empty in person. Tired of too many options and too little connection. Tired of dating feeling like recruitment. Blind dating offers an antidote. Meet first. Feel the person. Let the conversation breathe. Notice the rhythm. Let chemistry be discovered, not predicted. That is why blind dating may come back in new forms. Not because apps are disappearing, but because people are craving human curation again. Someone trusted saying, "I think you two should meet." That sentence carries something algorithms cannot fully replace. Human intuition. Now, what makes a blind date successful? First, low pressure. Do not call it a potential marriage meeting immediately. Do not enter thinking, "This must become something." Make the goal simple. Can we enjoy one conversation? Second, a good setting. Choose a public, comfortable, low-pressure place. Coffee, tea, a walk in a safe public area, a casual lunch, something short enough to leave if needed, long enough to have a real conversation. Third, better questions. Do not make it a job interview. Instead of, "What do you do?" Also ask, "What kind of life feels meaningful to you?" Instead of, "What are your expectations?" Ask, "What makes you feel comfortable with someone new?" Instead of, "What are your red flags?" Ask, "What have past experiences taught you about relationships?" Instead of, "What are your goals?" Ask, "What are you excited about in this season of life?" These questions create human connection. Fourth, notice the body. Do you feel tense in a warning way? Or just nervous? Do you feel curious? Do you feel respected? Do you feel listened to? Do you feel safe? Do you feel like you can speak? Do you feel more open as the conversation continues? Your body gives information, but interpret it carefully. Nervousness is not always a red flag. Calmness is not always attraction. Spark is not always safety. Flatness is not always incompatibility after one meeting. Look for patterns. Fifth, protect dignity. If you are not interested, be kind. Do not mock. Do not gossip. Do not insult. Do not make the person feel defective. You can simply say, "I appreciated meeting you, but I do not feel the connection I would need to continue." That is enough. Sixth, do not over-discuss with everyone, especially in arranged or community setups. Too many opinions can confuse you.